Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4G. Good evening, Bronze.
It is Thursday, the 19th of March, 2026. Storm in the Teacup, episode 56. Spring has sprung.
It has.
And I wanted to do a good evening, gentlemen, differently because I get so fed up listening and editing to hear me go, good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Have you been practicing your good evening, gentlemen? Or good evening, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Yeah. Evening, good gentlemen.
It's amazing how the little things can cheer you up. But yes, I will.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, yeah. Surprises. Keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, before we started recording, we were just talking about how dystopian everything is these days, and Viv, your writing, your stories, which are generally dystopian, are even depressing you now. They're so bad. It's getting so bad.
Yeah. I know. The new one. I'm thinking, God, what the hell? The everyday life of a call center worker.
Yeah. All Viv's stories can be found on his Substack at the Drift.
Yep.
Anyone interested?
Nice one.
If you want to bring yourself down, get over there.
I wonder if writing has the same sort of an effect as dreaming, in as much as, you know, in when they say when we dream, we sort of get rid of all the baggage that's been going on that day or whatever, and we turn it into dreams and it becomes whatever it becomes. I suppose when you're writing, your emotional state is leaking into your writing. I wonder if it has the same effect. I wonder if do you feel de-stressed after a good write?
I really think there's a lot of truth in that, actually. I do think it's kind of not exactly confessional, because a lot of this is about subconscious and the strangeness of life. But I do think you're onto something there. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel de-stressed after the latest short story, though. I just want to polish it off and get it up and not forget about it, but I don't want to bring anyone down as well. I was thinking, is this going to bring people down? I wonder. I don't know, but hey, what the hell? Yeah, I'll post it up, and then I'll try and start on something a bit more cheerful in spirit of the spring, and we're approaching the vernal equinox as well. The spring equinox, which is coming up. So things are looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I think with regards to your question, 4D, I think I would say yes, it is. It's like it's getting something off your chest in a way. It's like they say a problem shared is a problem aired. So even talking about things which are bothering you can help you. So I would say that putting them down on paper is also works in the same way.
Yeah, funny they use it in therapy a lot. Actually, I'm just thinking back to my first time talking about PTSD, and they got us to write down. I think they wanted us to write down the 3 most scariest situations or whatever it was, and trust me, it was a really difficult exercise actually. But I guess that's it. They know that there's a way of that tap dripping out as they were getting us to write these horrific things for all of us, as it was at the time, down onto paper to get it out of us. Yeah.
I mean, one thing I will say about dreams is, you can pretty much divide dreams up into good dreams and bad dreams. And, you kind of think, it's always better to have a good dream than it is to have a bad dream. But I find that it doesn't always work that way, because if I'm having a really good dream and it's like, something fantastic, I'm dreaming about something really good, and then I wake up and then I realize it was only a dream, then I'm really disappointed. And then that is my emotion going into the day after I've woken up. Whereas if it's a bad dream and I'm dreaming about something really horrible or really stressful, and then I wake up, it's just relief that it was only a dream. And so then I kind of feel like a bit more positive just after waking up. And kind of how you feel, the first thoughts you have on waking
Yeah.
quite often really shape your mood for the day, I find.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's
Um,
yeah.
So sometimes having a bad dream makes me feel better for the following day because it's like
Yeah.
relief that it wasn't actually true.
Yeah.
But
That's
they do. But dreams do tend to stay with me during the day. They definitely do affect my mood for the day.
mm,
If
mm.
they do have power for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dream of the
But
devil and wake in fright.
Well,
yeah,
that was my problem
it's
for so many years. Yeah.
Mm.
mm, mm.
And actually, like, I'd love to have that conversation with other people with those stressful things, because like you were saying, like you have a bad dream and it really messes you up for the daytime, and so you imagine people that do have those kind of flashback memories like me. It's every night, day in day out for years, and that's why you see us out there being ratty, being mouthy, and swearing a lot, and because even though you're asleep and even though you're dreaming, well, even to the point like they monitor us and they see that like all our muscles are tensing when we're having our nightmares. So therefore, you actually, for someone that's having a major nightmare, they've probably done a equivalent of doing a half marathon during the night.
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone's woken up bathed in sweat, haven't they? And
Yeah.
it takes some effort for your body to start sweating. It takes some physical effort. So the fact that you're going through that in your sleep, your body is going through enough to make you start sweating in your sleep. Sort of says a lot, I think.
I never knew the body could sweat so much until I got PTSD. Genuinely, not even as a joke. Like I'd get out of bed and it's genuinely as if I've wet the bed. It's so wet, and even the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet. And it used to freak me out that I'd wake up and my hands were completely wrinkled where they'd been wet all night long. And you go, "Oh, that's gross."
Yeah. Well. Oh.
But you touched on there, Viv, the Vernal Equinox,
Yeah.
which is when exactly?
Ooh, it's coming up. It's coming up.
Now this is the kind of we have. This is the quarter. Is it the quarter?
Yeah.
Equinox?
That's right. Yeah.
It's between the winter and the summer solstice. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is.
have to say though, the weather, the last few days, the weather where I am has been absolutely gorgeous. Perfect spring days, really, really lovely. Clear blue sky, sunshine, a bit of warmth, not too hot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just perfect.
What's the actual word mean? Equinox. What's happening? What's that word?
Equi. I don't know. I guess that maybe comes from equal. I'm guessing. Viv might have a better idea than me.
Yeah, vernal means spring.
So
related to the word green. Equinox, I don't know, but I can tell you, vernal, the spring equinox is tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the 20th. Oh, right. Okay, 20th of March.
20th of March. Yeah, that's the one. Quarter. Yeah. Officially the start of spring. Yeah.
Oh, so does that mean it's not always on the 20th then?
God, these questions, fellas.
Sorry, yeah.
I don't know, actually.
You tell us this and we think you know everything about it.
No. Oh.
To be fair, I could lean to my left and I could search for it myself, I suppose.
Well, I'm just having a look now. Here you go. The term equinox comes from the Latin word equinoctium, which means equality of night. Yeah, equinox.
Equality of night.
It's derived from aequus, aequus, meaning equal, and nox, meaning night, reflecting the phenomenon of day and night being approximately equal in length during this time.
Of course it is. I remember my granddad telling me that now. Yes, so that's the day that we get exactly the same day and night, right?
Yeah,
isn't that the summer solstice though, and the winter solstice?
That's right. Yeah, you get the other end of the year.
Oh, hold on a minute. Oh no, sorry. So
Summer,
that's when it's the extreme. So the summer solstice is when we have the longest day and the shortest night.
that's right.
The winter solstice is the opposite. We have the longest night and the shortest day. So the vernal equinox
Yeah,
and the autumn equivalent would be the equal day and night. Right.
The
Okay.
midpoint.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
and I suppose that makes sense. That's how our four seasons are just. So it is. It comes back to the moon. So our four seasons are dictated by that moon cycle.
No, no, it's the Earth moving around the sun. Oh, rather, yeah, it's the Earth rotating around the sun.
So it's our position to the sun, is it?
It's
Not
our
the moon.
position to the sun, not
Of
the
course it
moon.
is. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course it is. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Because the autumnal equinox, it's a quarter. That quarter, yeah, it's about going around the sun, so it's lighting up the Earth basically,
But it's
or
also
dimming.
the Earth tilting on its axis in relation to the
Mm,
sun as well, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
This is where we get to the realms of I just think we've been lied to. And I'm not saying, yeah, genuinely, you know, I like you two, I search the internet for different stuff and I watch different stuff. And I don't know, it just all seems wrong. And yeah.
Yeah, there's holes in everything if you look close enough, isn't there? And all the official explanations of things you can find fault with.
I've
So
seen a lot of things about this whole 13 months thing. I guess once you've searched for something in your search box, you find all sorts of stuff comes up on it. But yeah, I've seen a couple of from different countries actually. I was watching one that was dubbed the other day, and yeah, they're all saying about how we're supposed to have 13 months, and they've all got a different explanation as to why we now live with 12 months, and it's 9 times out of 10 it's for some devil worshipping or bad reason or stuff, and I don't know what's going on or what the truth is, but it's really interesting.
We were talking the other week about, or last week maybe was it? We were talking about star signs, astrology, and zodiac constellations. And I was thinking about this, and I remembered this thing called, basically, the zodiac constellations change roughly every 2,160 years. So if you think you're, as I am, Aquarius, you're probably not.
I see. You're saying
not.
because over time it shifts.
1,000 years, it kind of shifts a bit.
It's called the precession of the equinoxes, and it's very slow wobble of Earth's axis caused by gravitational pull of sun and moon on the bulge around the equator, because the Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Also, we're told.
Yeah.
So the wobble causes the position of the equinoxes, spring and autumn, to shift, changing the pole star, aligning the seasons with different zodiac constellations, roughly every 2,160 years.
Funnily enough,
So
the eclipse, the way we go around the sun is a egg shape, as well as what they say the world is. They also say that we kind of go around the sun in that sort of shape as well, which I don't know. It makes no sense.
It just seems that there's however we divide it up, there doesn't seem to be any accurate way of measuring the days, the weeks, the months, the years. There's always a bit left over, it seems.
Well, if we were in an ever-expanding universe, you'd expect that, and again, that's why that concept makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's trying to impose perfection upon imperfection. You know, there's nothing perfect about this universe in terms of what we consider to be perfect. There's nothing exact. You know, there's no such thing as a straight line in nature. There's no such thing as a perfect circle in nature. Everything is imperfect. So,
I don't know. I think you've opened a can of worms there, because even as a non-believer, I'd say, from a scientific point of view, we are perfect. The fact that we've got the perfect amount of oxygen, the perfect amount of hydrogen, we breathe, the perfection of our place in the universe to survive with the moon and sun. If what we've been told is true, it means actually this is perfection. As hard as that might be to?
I would come at that from the other direction. I mean, yeah, okay. It's the conditions for us to survive are I wouldn't say perfect, but they are adequate. It's like life exists where it can exist, and life can exist here, so life has existed here. It's rather than it being perfect, it's just the conditions were right, not necessarily perfect.
If
I mean,
you
I
do-
suppose.
What say you? What say you?
well, well, it's perfection from the mind of a human, but the mind of an eagle, which is landing absolutely perfectly, but perhaps very hard to understand from human terms. The eagle doesn't know it's what it's doing; it just does it, But humans, we're imposing our ideas onto a nature we don't really understand. I mean, the idea that all creatures are dumb, don't know about that. I'm sorry, we just don't know. Has anyone spoken with a cat? Truly, I mean, I've tried.
Yeah, but how does that
say
explain whether it's perfect or not, though?
No, I know what Viv's trying to say is like the concept of perfect is a human invention, and the
Yes,
human
right.
Yeah,
perception of the universe is an extremely limited
that's
um,
that's
uh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh,
perception
sorry,
of
got you.
the whole thing. We cannot possibly in our minds conceive of the whole of the universe, whatever that may be. And all of our
no,
concepts are extremely limited in that respect. And they're relative to us. They're just purely relative to our condition and our position here. That's all.
and
You know,
it
going to
falls
stick
into
with.
abstraction as well. Who of us can actually truly imagine what 1,000,000 people looks like? I can't even imagine 1,000.
Yeah.
I couldn't count 1,000. But in the abstract, people say, "Oh, 1,000 people and 1,000,000 people."
Yeah, but maybe it's a point of dulling it down and saying, well, right now I don't care about anyone else, but the situation for me to be alive, and don't get me wrong, I don't think my life is perfect, far from it, far from it, but the conditions for me to be here right now talking to you two must mean there was a perfect situation made.
Yeah, or evolved or arrived. Yeah.
Yeah, but the term perfect, even in that respect, is too absolute for me, and I really try and avoid absolutes at all costs because I think absolutes don't really exist.
Have you
Well,
noticed how people are saying they'll? I mean, I do this all the time on the phones. I say someone gives me the details and it all matches, and I say, "Oh, thank you, that was perfect." Now, can we discuss? A lot of people use this word "perfect" now. Oh, that's perfect, thank you.
yeah.
When you give over the right change, perfect.
Well, also, I mean, it's kind of arbitrary. It's people use it more colloquially as in
Yeah.
that respect, just as it's an expression. It's like when you say "pleased to meet you." You're not necessarily pleased to meet someone. It's just something you say when you meet someone, isn't it?
I
So
know.
it's yeah.
There's a word. There's a word for this. It's called phatic. Phatic language. It's the sort of thing when you say, like if different cultures have different phatic language, but it's like saying good day, or good morning. This is things just that smooth the oil of society. Although Americans would disagree when they hear us lot say, "You all right?" And they say, "Why shouldn't I be all right? I'm not ill."
That's exactly. I mean, in Brazil, they say that in the same way. They say "tudo bem,"
Oh yeah,
which means all good, all
yeah,
good. And it's just an
yeah,
expression of greeting. It's like how you doing. It's like how
yeah,
you. We say all right, yeah, all right. They say "tudo bem." They say all
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. They do. You're
It's
right.
exactly the same thing. Like Americans might say howdy. What does that
Mm.
mean? Doesn't mean anything, does it? It's just an expression of greeting.
I don't know what it means actually. Does it mean how do you do? I
I
reckon.
guess so, yeah, but on its own, it's you know, it's a a derivation of that, a derivative. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
close
yeah.
slang, if you like, of how do you do. It's howdy, you know. So, but on its own, as a word, it doesn't mean anything. But anyway, we get into
No, yeah, we're going way off of it. But I was bring it back to the point that I suppose from what we've been told, we only have to be sort of 100 miles out of where we were, and we wouldn't be able to. The gravity wouldn't work, or if the moon wasn't spinning around that particular place and us spinning at our particular speed, and the sun the particular distance from us. That's my concept of, or that's all I was bringing it down to, that idea of perfection in that moment, that we exist in a moment of perfection in the endless space of universe of the universe.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just trying to find another way of framing it myself, because, like I said, it's kind of like an absolute, which I have a real problem with absolutes.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, but yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. I get where you're coming from with that. Completely, yeah.
Can I just go back to howdy?
Yeah.
If you
Very
must.
briefly. I know. It is used a lot in the southern and western United States, and it means how do you do? And it is, and I've always said this, Americans speak a sort of 16th century English. It's a contraction of the 16th century phrase, how do ye?
Right.
How do ye? How do ye? How do ye? H-O-W.
How do ye? How dare ye?
How do ye?
How do ye? How dare ye?
So, you know, and it's linguistically correct that Americans do speak a type of 16th century English.
Yeah, but did anyone ever say how do ye? I don't. That's not something that's ever come across my.
Well, I remember it, but I'm 400 years old.
To be fair, it doesn't really matter what the word is. It's all in the emotion, because you could stand there and, well, we do it in different languages, and we just see the smile, we see what the eyes do, and we see that as a greeting of friendliness. You know, like you almost imagine the first sort of people meeting an Aborigine. It was just put your hand out, smile, say hello, and they would just get that was a greeting, and then whatever their greeting was then said back to you. But it's more of it's the idea again that we put too much emphasis into the word, the spells, as it were. But we really should just walk up to each other, raise our eyes, and smile, and the emotion would already show that you're saying hello to someone. Do you know?
Yeah.
I suppose it's just an introduction to a conversation, isn't it? It's like an announcement. It's like, we're about to have a conversation. I'm about to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, or even less than that. It's just greeting someone, you know. All right.
Yeah. It's just politeness, isn't it? Really, I suppose, at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's called phatic language. It's the linguistic term for that. All that, and I don't know how I remember these things, but I do.
Yeah, phatic, as in PHATIC, phatic.
Yeah, that's right.
So would that have any connection to emphatic?
Oh, I reckon. Yeah.
Okay. All right, just a thought.
That's all the emphaticness out of it.
Yeah. That dephaticked it, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's PHATIC, denoting or related to language used for general purposes of social interaction rather than to convey information or ask questions such as hello, how are you, and nice morning, isn't it? They're all phatic.
Yes. Small talk.
Not even, it's before even small talk. Phatic strictly means it's just for social interaction. And it doesn't convey information. There's no information in it. Doesn't ask questions. Hello, how are you? Isn't meant to be answered. You just answer, all right, mate, if you're English. Or
so it's kind of
good buddy. Good buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody, when somebody says, "How are you?" people very rarely answer truthfully. I'm bloody awful, mate. I'm
Yeah,
having such a terrible day.
yeah,
Got up
yeah,
this
yeah.
morning and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry I asked. I'll be asking that again.
I'm really pissed off, so I realise it's not a perfect world.
Yeah.
To get back to our little discourse on perfection, perfection, eh? When
This is
you
one
reach
thing.
perfection, where else do you go? You know,
You
isn't
what? Sorry?
life? Where else do you go if you reach perfection? Isn't life a search for perfection
Well,
that you
that's it.
just out of the grass, out of your grasp?
Yeah,
Well, you might as well, yeah, your life is over if you've reached perfection, isn't it? Because what else, like you say, Viv, where is there to go? I mean, but perfection is like, it's also very much a subjective thing.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
you talk about meeting the perfect partner, the perfect woman, or vice versa, if a perfect man, if you're a woman or whatever. But the three of us, we could describe what our perfect woman would be, and they would, I'm sure, be different. All three would be different because the three of us have
yeah,
different ideas of what a perfect woman is. So
yeah,
it's not about
and
what is
if you
perfect.
said what your perfect woman was, and that perfect woman arrived, you might find out that that wasn't what you wanted.
Oh yeah, well
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But also it's not so much what is perfect, but what is perfect for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm, mm.
And I do think the hunt for perfection is pretty much why depression exists. Because where I've said I think we're perfect in the universe, but what Bronze has asked is, can we find perfection? I think it's one of those fool's gold's errand. You cannot. It's what's driven me crazier and crazier over the years.
Well,
Even
this is
OCD, OCD looking for
mm,
the perfection in your the placement of the objects on your table.
well,
I
this
mean,
is also one
yeah.
of the
I mean,
curses.
yeah.
Go
Sorry,
on, Viv. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to make a silly statement, but you know, I mean, my perfect woman is a bit plump, but then I met Rose West.
Okay, right. Moving swiftly on. I mean, this whole thing about perfection is also a curse of modern life as well, isn't it? Because it's very much
Yeah.
played upon. And this is something that I noticed very early on when I was very young. Especially in things like TV adverts. TV adverts quite often promote this perfect vision of life. Like the washing up powder, and it's the vision of the perfect family in the perfect house with the perfect life, which doesn't exist. And this whole illusion is quite often used in advertising
Mm.
to promote, to give you this illusion that you're kind of subconsciously pressured to live up to, but which you'll never get to because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's especially directed at women.
Oh yeah,
Well, men as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
do you want the perfect skin?
exactly. Yeah.
Well, skin is pretty perfect for what it does
Hmm.
already, even if it's really wrinkly and you know.
The, the geek world, or not even the geek world, the shopping world is littered with it as well. And I think Pokemon cards would sort of sum up all of it. Is that you get it graded, and everyone wants to pay more for the perfect card. And I particularly collect coins. I collect silver coins and stuff. And you can pay a lot of money to get a top graded coin that's perfect from scratches and blemishes, and even when you get it graded to its top, whatever the grading for that particular item is, whatever its top, let's call it 10, you'll get someone that look at it and go, no mate, that's not a 10, because their perfection, they can see too many blemishes on what you think is a 10. It's a crazy, ridiculous world of money, as well.
Yeah, isn't it just?
Yeah, I mean, also human pride and ego and bias as well. Um, that always comes into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
My friend's a collector and she collects Star Wars stuff, and the only difference between, I've often said it, me and her, is I used to collect things to look at, to play with, to use. That's why I had them. And she'll buy it for its perfection. It'll stay in its box. It'll get put on the wall behind UV glass so the sun doesn't stain it. And I go, there's a point where I think one of us is missing the point, or she's missing the point. Like you can't just have that little perfect model on your wall and just, or I'm not seeing the beauty that she sees in her perfection, of course.
Well, I would see that as from her point of view, what she does as an investment, because you keep something like that, and the value is going to increase. It's an investment. It's not really my thing, collecting sort of toy figures or anything. But if I did, then that's probably what I would do. I would probably, instead of taking them out and playing with them, I'd just keep them in the box.
We are going to have
new, and so
we are going to have a major fallout if you ever call them toys again. Toy dolls. How dare you?
What are they then? What are they?
How fucking dare you? That's for all the geeks out there that understand why I just said that. We do not.
Yeah, I can understand toys. That, but I'm not of that type of personality.
Yeah, so, right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've known people like that who same with musical instruments, guitars and stuff. Who I used to know a guy who didn't play an instrument. Who didn't play. He wasn't a musician, but he used to buy guitars. He used to collect them, and that used to infuriate. It used to infuriate me. It's like these amazing instruments, and none of them will get played.
Yeah. What's that song? The Sound of Silence. What's that line? People singing and no one hearing, or whatever it was. Yeah, that's quite dark, isn't it? To have all those instruments and not be played.
I know, it's just like locking them up in a prison or something. It's taken away their freedom in a way.
It's taking away their soul.
Yeah. But the whole purpose is to be played, isn't it? But there you go. Anyway.
Yeah.
And been played on for years. You're right.
Yeah, perfection. But all this searching, the eternal search of humans. In a way, I was thinking, why try to change anything? Why bother all this rushing around, changing, making things better, making things perfect? Life revolves. Things come back again and again. And
it's because they're the same thing. The revolution of life, things coming back again and again, applies to people as well. So one generation which is quite happy with the way things are fades away. You get a new generation coming in who want to kind of change things. Who want to try and in their perception, make things better, make things more efficient, make things cheaper, or work better, or make life easier.
Build better.
Well, yeah, I mean,
change is inevitable, though, isn't it? Change itself is inevitable. We change as we grow up. Well, our thoughts change. As a group, as a collective, so change is just inevitable. I don't think it's whether someone wants to make change. It's a fact of the process of life, really.
When you're young, you have all these ideas, and you have the energy, and you have the enthusiasm, and you want to do things. You want to do stuff with life, and stuff gets done. I mean, it's like when I remember when new inventions are kind of quite, for the most part, quite astounding, quite remarkable, quite exciting when they first appear. I can remember the first time I ever got my I mean, I hate calling them smartphones because they're not smart at all. They're dumb. But
they are in my hands.
Yeah, well, they make people dumb. That's what they do. They're smartphones that make people dumb. But yeah, for just for the point of this, I'll call them a smartphone. The first time I ever got a smartphone, my first ever one, I took it out of the box and I switched it on. And when it came on, it was just like a spell. It was like, wow, look at that, the colours and the screen, and it really was like kind of being put under a trance. It really was kind of magical. Like, like, wow, look at that. And so there is kind of some, new things, new technology. I mean, computer games. Look at how computer games have advanced. When I was a kid, it used to be Space Invaders, and now computer games are. If when I was a kid and we were excited about Space Invaders, if somebody come along then and showed us the kind of computer games that you can play now, it would have blown my head off. I would have been just absolutely dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of exciting. Virtual reality. Remember when that first started being a thing, and it's like, wow, can you imagine virtual reality? It'd be incredible. But now we're kind of moving into those realms when it's becoming a possibility. We're starting to realize that actually, there's a lot of implications to all of that sort of stuff, AI and what have you, which is actually really bloody scary.
I've still never, to this day, I've still never looked through any of those augmented reality glasses type things, the things where they put you into a different world. I've still never seen it. There was a time when I wanted it, and now I realise that a lot of this technology, this brainwashing, these flashy lights, I think I'm better off without it. Actually, I'm fine without it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
But you can experience augmented reality by downloading on your phone a star app, and now you hold it up to the sky, and it will, using GPS, it will tell you the names of the constellations and the stars.
I've used that one actually. That's a really groove. That's different. I suppose I mean the gaming world ones where they put those big glasses on and they're in a zombie world.
When you actually feel you're in the 3D environment, you're actually in the middle of it rather than looking at it on the screen. Yeah,
I see. Well, a lot of these have gone up in my hometown. They've got these binoculars. You look through them, and you're looking through at, say, an old building, and there's people in Victorian clothes walking about that have been superimposed. It's pretty shit, actually, I've got to say. But it's
I was just going to say that sounds amazing, but okay.
No, mate.
What's the point of that? What is the point
of it? Point is that the town in which I live is a test ground for the future for what's called smart cities. Used to be called 15-minute cities, and they're slowly introducing the population. Slowly introducing the population to the idea of living in a digital unreality, augmented reality. So there's a portal you can look through. As I said, you can wave at people in Dublin and somewhere in Poland. There are screens now on the street, which may be two-way. I'm not sure. I can't confirm that. It's all part of this change to bring this city as it's basically a testing ground. It's a testing ground for what they want to do to everyone.
Is there not in your town, Viv, as we hear that there is in the whole country? I presume there is a housing crisis. They keep telling us there's a housing crisis.
Yep, there is.
This money, if there is a housing crisis, I think that's a subject which I dispute. I think that's been misnamed, but anyway, that's something else. If there is a housing crisis, would this money not be better spent on that?
Oh, they are dealing with that. Don't you worry. Oh, they're on top of that. Really?
They're killing us all off.
Well, apart from that, they're buying up. The council are now property developers, and as we found out when I went with some of the people from Stand to a council meeting, and they said they were going to do this, and they're doing it. They're buying up flats above retail units, and they're converting them into housing. And this is all part of the zoning that they're doing. They want people to live in the centre of the city in order to convert the centre of this rundown town, like many towns in England, into a so-called 15-minute zoned smart city.
Well, hold on a minute, Viv. They're buying up flats above retail units, but that is already accommodation, though, isn't it? Is that not?
Yeah,
flats are accommodation. So how can they be turning them into accommodation?
Well, they may not be accommodation when they buy them. They may be storerooms or just empty spaces above shops.
Oh, okay.
So they are turning them. So they're solving the housing crisis. It's brilliant.
No, it's not.
Absolutely no, but that's what they
There,
say
there
to
isn't a
us.
housing crisis. There's a migrant immigration crisis. That is what is the cause of it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Well,
and
or
there's
crisis of lies, should we call it? I think that sums it all up. But yeah,
there is that. There's the influx of millions of people who need to be housed, but there's also problems with empty buildings. I mean, since squatting is made illegal, you can squat public buildings still, but there's loads of empty buildings. When I lived in London, if you walk along the riverbank at night, you can see these big old, and you'll know this, Bronze. There's big old developments by the riverside stretching right down beyond Chelsea, down through the city, down to the city and further. And if you look at them at night, a lot of them are not lit up, and that's because they've been bought for investment by foreign investors.
Oh yeah.
And left empty.
Yeah, luxury developments which are not being used to house people.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
and a lot of the things that I want to say now, I know that actually it's just got a little bit harder to say in the country that I reside in at the moment. So, for anyone listening outside, there's so much more I'd like to say, but we literally have to be careful. We can be arrested for saying some stuff now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they've effectively introduced a blasphemy law.
Mm-hmm.
It is not actually a blasphemy law. It's only a blasphemy law with regards to one particular ideology.
One way, yeah.
So it's basically it's an attempt to stop people in any way, shape, or form criticizing Islam. That's all it is. In any way, shape, or form, you cannot criticize. That's what it boils down to. Which is absolutely just unbelievable. Not only is it
I understand why.
Because it just says to me that the institutions have been captured by Islamic influence. They're now under the thumb of Islamism. This is what this country is.
Yeah, Islam is a very weak ideology, so it does in that sense because they're children. A lot of the adherents act like children.
They're unruly teenagers. They're unruly teenagers.
They're unruly teenagers, and they can't. The ideology is so weak, but they can't defend it in rational discourse, in argument and argumentation. So they have to be protected. It's a bit like teenagers, they get really upset if you have a go at them about something they hold dear.
I know you two are being. I know you two being as sarcastic as we have to be all the time, but like we really have to.
I'm not being sarcastic.
No, well, in as much as like I want to say, like we have to remember we've been talking about it for years, and this, that, and the other. That there is a takeover. They are trying to take us over, and I think we can say. I think it is obvious now. Back in the days when I started saying it with other squaddies that knew what was going on, like we were not liked, and we were arrested for being nasty, naughty people. But it's true, we are being taken over, and the housing crisis, the dumbing down, the fact that we're all depressed about this is all part of the same agenda. I've been getting back into the whole Q stuff. I know we had I think both me and Bronze at a time where we just had enough of it. And I know Bronze is still there. That's cool. But I've got back into it, and I've been listening to all the daily stuff that I used to listen to, the X22 and the DEFCON 0 and all the other Badland people. And even and also interject that Tommy Robinson's in America at the moment. I think tomorrow he's in Congress, or he's in somewhere important in DC, talking about how this country is being taken over, and so that they don't fall for the same stuff. And he's talking about it from a political point of view and educational point of view, and how they get into businesses, how they, funnily enough, buy up loads of shops and buildings above shops, and then bring people over because. Yeah, it is as dark as as people used to shut me up for, it is actually happening. I hope people are realizing that we are at the end of our struggle, because it either goes, we either get up off our asses and do something about this, or we are bye-bye, we are no more.
Well, this is something which I mean, this started with Blair. This is why I personally think Blair is the worst prime minister we've had in modern times, because he was the one who started this. And pretty much for the last 25 years, I've been noticing it, and been completely out of step for most of that time with common mainstream opinion. But also, this is exactly why Tommy Robinson was vilified for so long, because he was standing up and he was making a lot of noise about it, and he was talking about this 15 years ago, and he's been through the ringer for it. He's been to prison a couple of times. He's lost his family and, everything for standing up for this. And he's now in America raising the alarm there. But it is happening, and we are kind of in this country. See, the worst thing about it for me is the fact that this wouldn't have happened without the collusion and the help of people in power. If this was purely an external force trying to exert itself upon this country, then you would have thought that the people in this country in charge would have curbed it and would have said, "Hold on a minute, no, you can't be getting away with all this. We're reasonable people. We'll allow you certain things, as we do with everybody, but we're not going to give you an inch and let you take a mile." But they have done that. They have completely bent over for all of this, and
that's right.
Happened, and not allowed it to happen, but helped it to happen. And this is the worst thing about it of all for me. It's the people who have colluded and facilitated it in this country, in the power structures of this country, and that is a sickening thing for me, the most sickening thing. And we are really gonna, we are. Well, I don't know. Well, it's a bad thing. At the end of the day, it is a bad thing, whether people recognise it or choose to recognise it or want to recognise it. It's not gonna end well. It's not going to end well.
And as I've said many times, you're sickened by it. And not for my own trumpet. Just think of any other soldier out there. You have no idea how sickened I am that I took up arms for these wankers that went behind our backs. It's it's what drove me to the bottom of a whiskey bottle. It's like you say, it's sickening. That's the best word for it. When you realise the people on your side are the ones that let the devil in, it fucking makes me absolutely angry.
The people who you entrusted to be the guardians of this country and its values and its people are the ones who have sold us out. They have completely let us down. Completely.
Yep. And they continue to do so.
Yeah, they continue to do so. And what is most concerning as well is the fact that people in this country still don't seem to be getting it. Not enough. Not enough.
No.
There's not enough people are realizing it. They're not seeing it. And it's really just so frustrating. People are still, brainwashed by it's racist. You can't be racist. And, they're people just like us. It's like, sure, they're people just like us, but that's not the point. There's
a lot of cultural. Go on.
No, I was going to say, people don't realise that they've got to really get out of their comfort zone, and they just really don't want to do that. But that's what's needed. That really is what's needed, and they're going to find out too late if they're even, able to realise it at all. At the end of the day,
you didn't really enjoy Welbeck's Submission, the novel Submission, did you?
I enjoyed reading it. I just expected a bit more from it. In terms of the story, it kind of just didn't really seem to go anywhere. I expected it. It was, I mean, it was kind of a bit vague, I thought.
Yeah. The anti-hero does submit.
He does, yes.
For the reasons he gives, and maybe that's why maybe that's a foretaste of the future that people will submit. It's a bit like the great film. I don't know if anyone's seen it, called The Lives of Others. It's about the Stasi in East Germany and about the end of the regime. It centers on a Stasi member who's spying on a couple of arty characters, and he becomes fascinated with their life. But he's a Stasi man. But at the end of the film, and this won't spoil it, they meet him again after the unification of Germany, and he's a member of the United German government. He's made the transition so smoothly from communism into democracy.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
They meet him at an art gallery or something, and he's doing fine. He's still doing fine.
Yeah.
No, not so much the guy, but his boss. Yeah, it's his boss has just moved smoothly from communism to Western democracy. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Just go along to get along, kind of.
Yeah.
There's no real integrity to their personality.
No. Yeah.
They just see which way the wind's blowing and think, okay, that's where I need to be going now.
Yeah.
Just go along with it and have a reasonably comfortable life.
So that's every social justice warrior you've ever come across. They jump on their little themes, and they don't even look at the two-facedness or the ignorance of what they're doing, and it's infuriating.
Well, they don't really stand for anything at the end of the day, because if they did, they would stand for it, but they don't. They just change whenever the wind changes. So they don't really believe in anything that they're supposedly positioning themselves with.
They should be called social acceptance warriors, because that's what they really want. Just to be accepted socially, and they've they that's hence the use of swear words rather than reasoned discourse. These Nazis, these fascists. That's just a swear word now. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything.
There's quite a good case in point with regards to current events as well. Someone who's popped back up in the news now, fighting, supposedly speaking up for a new cause, is old Greta the climate goblin.
Okay, what's the score?
She's now. We all know about. She was, how dare you talking about climate change, and then apparently that got solved because she stopped talking about that. Then she started talking about Palestine.
Yeah.
And now apparently that's the dead issue for her. So now she's moved on to Cuba. It's all about Cuba now.
Oh yeah. So that's the school truant's latest little obsession. All right.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably being funded by someone, but she still can't quite find enough money to pay for a decent haircut. So So now Cuba is the latest thing. So she's a perfect example of what we've just been talking about.
And funny enough, people just called her the terrible teen or whatever. But actually, she's getting on a bit now. But they still forcibly make her look like the little schoolgirl Greta Thunberg with a stupid haircut and that. It's all just agendaed up rubbish.
Yeah. It's exactly an image. It's an image now, isn't it? With her, it's but now, yeah. I mean, it's just she's one of these people with no integrity, nothing. She doesn't really believe in anything. She's just a grifter, basically now, an activist grifter.
Yeah.
And actually, are you two guys? Do you know Paul Thorpe and Richard Inman? Are you aware of those names?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Another two. They started out with the whole Tommy thing, and they were going. They were sort of very pivotal in supporting Tommy and going along on the marches and that, and now they're hating everyone on the right because we're not following reform and we're not behind Nigel Farage, and they've turned really nasty. Yeah, Paul Thorpe in particular, he's turned into a really nasty bastard, and I used to listen to him and think, he's on Tommy team, so that's good, but as soon as the weather has changed slightly and they've decided that Rupert Lowe is a Nazi, what do they call him? Not that, they call him a National Front person, and
really?
he's going to, yeah. And they're literally portraying what they say. Oh, he's just going to split the right, and yet that's what they're actually doing in their talk. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like you. I haven't watched Paul Thorpe for ages, but I used to watch his videos. Used to think he was all right. He used to talk some sense, and then he got to a point where he said, because he buggered off to Spain for a bit. He said, I'm going to have to stop. He released a video saying I can't do these videos anymore. It's just getting too serious, and he kind of putting out this message that he was backing off from doing all these politically minded videos. And I was like, all right, and I kind of just stopped watching him. So I had no idea that he's now majorly pushing reform. But he's probably been got at. He's probably been, had his head turned by something or other.
Yeah, but my view on all this. I'm a hermit. I'm gradually withdrawing from society. It's the most radical thing anyone can do, in my view. But it's for me to say, not to tell anyone else what to do. My news stories about a hermit and what happens to this hermit when they really do get to be a hermit. And it's a bit like, be careful what you wish for.
Well, I was going to say that. We don't want everyone turning away from society, because otherwise, the kind of knowledge that you hold will stay with you, and that's not kind of how we carry on.
Yeah, we need a society of sorts, and that kind of, and that sort of is it does that's not gonna that sort of attitude is antithesis to that.
But I just feel like I'm not. This is not really a society that welcomes me, and if it doesn't welcome me, I don't welcome it.
Yeah, no, I understand it. Yeah, totally understand, and to a certain extent, I expect all three of us have done that in a way, But still, it's not the thing we should aim. I don't think it's the thing we should be aiming to do, because that will just topple our whole society.
Well, yeah. If we're all youngsters, it might be a completely different story. That's not something that maybe you'd think about doing when you're in your 20s. You wouldn't, because you've got your whole life ahead of you. You might start to, and you've got the energy of youth and the enthusiasm. You would probably look to things which are looking to try and make a change for the better, and to try and change things and get involved in that.
I don't want things to change.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? Yeah,
we've had enough change.
No, if it's a change for the better, surely.
Where is that happening then?
Does that mean we've come to the end of our usefulness? I know I don't want this to turn really morbid, but again, are we just the old folk that have to stand aside for the next gen, like they did for us? I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah,
we are. Yeah. I mean, that's what old people do for the most part.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
It is the way it is. But I mean, I see things. I mean, I still have hope that Tommy Robinson, the movement around Tommy Robinson, can maybe make some changes for the better. I have hope that Rupert Lowe and Restore might be able to make a difference. The same with Ben Habib and Advance, even to a much lesser extent, Reform. I think even them replacing the government with them. Okay, we know that they're part of the system, but it would still be an improvement on what we've got.
It's not striking at the root, though, is it? Let's face it.
Well, no, it's not. It's not. But I think something like from what Rupert Lowe and Restore have been talking about, that is much more striking at the root.
Let me cheer you up, gentlemen. I had a phone call from my nephew a couple of days ago, and we were talking about the fact that and he was not staunch, and he's 20, so he's a youngster. He's the ones we got to rely on. Actually, that's the gentleman we're relying on. But he was a Labour supporter, and he was talking. He listens to the show, so hello, Christian. And he was saying, I've been looking into that Rupert Lowe guy, and I think if there was. I think he said to me on the phone, if there was an election today, I think I'd vote for Rupert Lowe. And I had a big smile on my face, mate, because I said to myself, now there's a youngster that was into Labour. He's educated. He can look at news himself, and without any pushing from anyone. He's gone, oh, actually, I like that guy. You know, we've got to remember that let's not write off that gen. I think they will hopefully do us proud, sort of thing.
I'm not writing them off at all. I'm writing
I know.
I'm writing the system off that it's doing as much damage to the young as to the old. It's doing as much damage to everyone.
Yeah, but by completely disengaging from it, how is that making things better? Is that not just making things worse? It's just allowing. It's like, okay, I give up. It's like you're
That's
just
it, that's
no. I'm
it.
not giving up.
Are you not submitting? Are you not just, you know? It's like
no.
Are you not just saying, okay,
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm withdrawing I'm withdrawing everything I can from the state. You know, okay, I have to pay PAYE, but I don't pay anything else. That's all I pay in taxation and in, of course, VAT. But, you know,
that's kind of passive resistance rather than active resistance, isn't it?
it's active. It's active because they can't get me. If I can withdraw, they can't get me. They can't take me to court.
But you're not doing anything to change it, are you?
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah, I don't think you are. That's my point of view on that.
I
understand it.
What should I do then? Get out in the streets? I've done that for most of my life.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I think that's it. That's the point, though, mate. That's why you should carry on doing it. You're good at it. You've done it all your life, sort of thing. That's as you say, and in fact, you're the sort of hard Christian out of the three of us, isn't it? Isn't that the point, that you've got to go that extra mile, or you've just got to keep trudging the trudge, so to speak?
Yeah. Well, that's very true.
And maybe that's where you get your enlightenment, that one day you will go out there and you'll go, oh fuck me, they're all listening to me. Shit, now I've got to actually say something.
I just think I think we're just passing through. It's a journey. We're just coming through this place, you know, and we're here. We're incarnated to experience, and this is what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing the world, and my eyes are open. You know, they're not shut. Far be it. If they were shut, I'd be paying my council tax and thinking, "Oh, we got to pay your council tax, haven't you? In it."
Thing is, when I met you guys, and you know, I'd been a recluse for 10 years. So I've done the opposite. I've come back out of going away from society, and I've got to tell you, mate, it didn't do me any good. It didn't do. I just got crazier and crazier because you get lost in your own. You know what's the worst part about it is that whatever problems you've got when you go into recluseness or into Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
When you go into Herbert, your problems become tenfold because you only have yourself to argue with, and it's the worst person to argue with.
Well, I mean, another thing is, I mean, you look at where we are now. How did this government get into power? This government didn't get into power because the majority of the people voted for it. It got into power because the majority of the people didn't vote.
Well said. Okay? Yeah, good point. Yeah, well said.
All of those people who didn't vote voted for. I mean, okay, I know we didn't have anybody who really represented our views. Okay, but now we are starting to get those people coming through. Viv, I don't know what you think about reform or advance or any of that really, but I would suggest that probably restore. I would suggest that restore is probably about as close as anyone has ever come to representing you on the political stage. And the thing is getting people who don't vote to vote for those people now. Because the people, the amount of people not voting has grown so huge that we've allowed all of these criminals just to run riot.
Well, am I right in saying it was 30% that voted last time?
Yeah, if that even.
So
if you can imagine mobilising that 70% to actually getting them to think to give them something to think, actually, you know what, this person is worth voting for. This party is now worth voting for. Voting for.
I can't give any credence to democracy. I'm not a Democrat. I don't believe in democracy. It's two wolves and a lamb voting what to have for dinner. It's majority
Yeah.
rule. It's majority rule, and I'm a minority of one.
Yeah. But still, it's the system. It's the way things are. And if you get somebody in, if there is somebody worth, giving your vote to, surely that is who you think can actually make a difference for the better. If enough people voted for them, wouldn't that be worth it rather than just sort of saying, I'm just me.
The parliamentary system is a system that has been set up by thieves, robbers, mafia, and bandits to steal from the general population. It's no different from Egyptian slavery.
If there was a candidate or a party who would change that if they got into power,
if only, eh? Hopium.
Well, how do they get into power? They need people to vote for them.
Yeah, in a corrupt system. The corrupt system will always twist it to their own advantage.
Well, it can be overwhelmed. It can be,
Well, I admire optimism. I do. I really do. Genuinely.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think change can come about under the right circumstances, and I do have hope to restore Britain. I actually look at it, and I kind of think, yes, I would very much like Rupert Lowe to get to restore Britain, to get into power, but it just seems a million miles away right now to me. And I really, from where we are right now, I just can't see it happening, to be honest with you. But
I kept on saying that I didn't think we'd seen whatever was going to wake up the other 70%. And as soon as Rupert Lowe came out, I was convinced that was what
I mean,
for.
in the recent by-election, they did get 130 votes.
Have you heard the latest news? I think they're either equal or they've topped the Tory membership now.
Yeah, they've got more members.
In the polls. Yeah.
No, more members.
Members.
Yeah.
So that's actual paid for members, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I understand that. Yeah, of course.
But like you point out, Viv, they're going to have an extremely hard time getting anywhere near power because the existing establishment will do everything in their power to cripple them and to bring them down by fair means, and because that's what they do.
Breaking news, just because it flashed up, and I like this one. Comey subpoenaed in grand conspiracy case against Trump. I'll have to read that later. That's just popped up on Truth Social.
Well, let's hope he gets an impartial judge this time.
What? Not his daughter. Wasn't it him who had his daughter as the judge?
I don't know. Yeah, he got off on the last lot, didn't he? Because he had some
freaking daughter as judge. God, yeah, honestly, communism is much better in some ways. But anyway,
yeah.
Oh, I was going to go back to the whole. Viv was saying that he doesn't like not capitalism. Sorry, what are we talking about? Bloody democracy. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'd agree. But I was going to say the funny thing is in the sort of Christ storyline with households. There isn't. Households aren't run on a democracy. They're run on a one person in charge. The man is in charge of the household, isn't he?
Well, the man's in charge of bringing in. It's a kind of equal distribution, I would say. The man brings in the well, we say money, even then I don't really believe in money, but.
Hang on, wasn't there supposed to be a triangle hierarchy where it's like God, then man, then woman, then child, and then beast?
Yeah, there is. That's the idea. But the woman complements the man by running the household, and that's one of the modern ways that women have been disempowered by being told that they can have it all, they can be like men, and then they're 40 and they wake up and they start crying. They've got the job, they've got the top job, but they haven't got any kids, they haven't got a family.
They're finding it's happening a lot now. There's a lot of women that are getting to that age that have and they're having a major midlife crisis where they've realised it's too old to do anything about getting a partner anymore and having children, and they've wasted their entire life. Yeah,
but they've got they've got a career, so in a sense they haven't wasted. They got this brilliant career, but yeah,
and no children to pass anything on to.
Yeah, exactly. But running a household, it's not an easy thing. I mean, it used to be in old working class households, particularly in the north. Man would come back from the factory or wherever it was he worked. He'd put the money that he just received on a Friday on the mantelpiece. The woman would say, here you are, love. You get yourself down the pub." And she would be the one who would keep the household finances going.
My nan did that. My nan was the household keeper. Yeah,
there we go. So in that sense, it's not so much unequal. I mean, the whole idea.
There you go. But I didn't say anything about being equal or unequal. I was saying that in the biblical, certainly in the Christian biblical way, they have a non-democracy. God is in. There's no vote for me. It's my way or you go downstairs sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, by democracy, I would strictly mean ruled by the people. The people can be easily manipulated, as we can see. They can be propagandized.
No. And I suppose in a way, I was just sort of saying that I think there's a lot to be said for the way the Bible says it, that possibly was a better way. Again, we're open to people thinking we're terrible people, because I'm not saying that communism is right. I'm just saying that there's lots of different ways of ruling, and because I believe in the Christian way. I come from England, so of course I'm going to live by the Christian ways. And I would like to live in that world, but that doesn't mean I want to step over or on top of women and put them in their place. That's not what that hierarchy means.
No, absolutely.
In the army, like, we all have our ranks, and yes, there is and that's what it is. You're better than that person. You've acquired this extra rank, so you've been there longer, so you get a little bit more discipline, respect. There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. That's a very yet we live in a democracy, but our military forces aren't democracy at all. I've never known a bunch of soldiers to say, "Hang on, Sergeant, can we just have a vote for that? We don't want to go over that hill and running towards that enemy."
Exactly. I'm just simply talking about modern liberal democracy. Not so much about. I'm totally in favour of free speech and discussion, but we don't really get that in modern liberal democracies. It's a fix.
It's a fix. Yeah.
If it were not a fix, that would be perhaps more interesting. But to me, it's just boring. We know that these entities will be captured. Diverse parties will be captured. They'll be forced to do the things that extremely rich puppeteers tell them to do. In this case, at the moment, it's globalization. It used to be something else. And on it goes. The rich and the powerful. I've just ordered Vardashiva's book, which I'm really looking forward to read. It's about the 1% versus the one world. Of course we're in one world in that sense, as we're humans, but the 1% are ruling the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they're trying, by hook or by crook, and mostly by crook. And the hook is, is bread and circuses, the media, the entertainment.
What if it's like you decide to disengage from the issue. So I'm not voting. I'm not taking part. I'm not taking part as much as possible in this system anymore. I'm not paying my taxes or my bills. Or I'm not voting. I'm not doing this. I'm just going to do my own thing. And that's me. But what if you just you leave the crooked, corrupt society to its own devices, but it becomes so over encroaching that it then stops you from doing what you want to do, and it says, hold on a minute, and it forces you into that 15-minute city, and it forces you to do this, and it forces you to do all of these things that you the reasons why you didn't want anything to do with that society in the first place have now caught up with you, and you're being forced into it.
They won't be able to do that with me if I reject my my slave marking, which is the birth certificate.
If they send the Gestapo around to your house and take you away, you're not going to have any choice, are you?
Yeah. I know. I mean, in one sense, what I'm saying is the arse end of liberal democracy. You know, of the hippie revolution and all kinds of anarchists that have come before me, and faced with the blunt steel at your neck of people of vicious people who burst through your door, then oops a daisy, then all your airy fairy ideas go out the window. As you're dragged off to an isolation cell or a gulag or a camp or something.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they can still take everything away from you.
They can.
So wouldn't it be better to try and find a way to stop them doing that? However, kind of.
If I'm not subject to their laws, if they and I know, of course they can get rid of the law as well easily. They're doing it already. Yeah. If I can move to get rid of, to not be subject to the laws, then that's a bit of a progress. If everyone stopped paying taxes, things would change, wouldn't they? Feeding the beast, you starve the beast.
Absolutely, of course, but it's like trying to herd cats, though, isn't it? That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Well,
it's a great idea, and yes, that is a solution, but it's really just not realistic at all.
I mean, I take that point. I do take that point. Yeah. And I don't want to sound like John Lennon in Imagine, which is a ridiculous woke hymn.
It is, yeah.
but we can still, we still all get to an age where we go, but imagine.
Yeah. Well, I'm got to the age where I go, well, fuck it.
Yeah. I get there every fucking waking day that I wake up. I go, fuck it.
Because you know it's happening again, don't you? What 2020? It's happening again. Have you seen it? Have you seen what's happening?
Meningitis now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Right. Yeah. Trying it. Any excuse now? Any excuse?
Well,
I've got my ivermectin and stuff.
This was signalled in last year when they ran Operation Pegasus, which exactly mirrors what's happening now. Operation Pegasus envisioned, it was a live exercise, the biggest held in Britain, although you wouldn't see it on the BBC, and it envisaged an outbreak of something very similar to meningitis, which hit young people.
Yeah.
And what's happening? Isn't that, wow, what a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
How far is this going to spread? Don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we got elections coming up in a month or two. Some local elections, haven't we? I wonder if it might be planned to somehow affect those, because we all know that Labour's going to just be destroyed in those elections, one way or another.
Yeah. Actually, I should have had my paperwork for that by now, and I still haven't had anything.
Yeah, they don't want you to vote.
No, probably not.
I'll just check. I've got an election thing here actually.
Oh, you've got yours, right?
Got your polling card. I've actually had quite a lot. I've noticed a real uptick in activity in my area. Canvassers from the Liberal Democrats. Now my area is as long as is Labour. It's hardcore Labour. It always has been, as long as I can remember, as long as I've lived here. But the Liberal Democrats have been posting a lot of crap through my door recently. They obviously see an opportunity here. It's like they know that Labour's on the ropes. and they reckon they can probably make some ground. So they've
Be
got
careful.
their
Don't
back.
be persuaded by them. Be careful, mate.
Oh no! Oh, bloody hell!
No, I know you wouldn't. Yeah.
But no, it's just something I've noticed. Oh, they've who put
Oh,
a stick. Somebody's put a stick up their arse.
it's my council tax bill. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Funnily enough, though, we've had, considering our elections have only just been turned back on for us, we've had no canvassing, actually, funnily enough. I've not had a single thing come through my door.
Well, I never get any Tory or any others apart from Labour and Lib Dems who put stuff through my door or even knock on my door occasionally. I've had quite a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses recently as well. They've started to get more regular knocking on my door.
Yeah.
Maybe they're seeing the end times are coming. I don't know.
Oh, the end times. Oh, yeah. Good old end times. Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I nobody knocks on this door apart from the parcel delivery people. But to be honest, if a politician knocked on the door, I'd invite them in.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I'd invite the person in, if especially if it would be MP, and then I'd knock the door, probably be in my pocket, and say, right, we're going to have a little chat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough then. Yeah. I've actually had day nightmares where one of them knocks on my door and I just stand there and. Actually, I better cut that out.
Well, I don't answer my door to anyone, but if I did and it was them lot, I shudder to think what my reaction would be. I would probably just really regret my what I would say to them. It wouldn't be nice. Let's put it that way.
Funnily enough, I got an email from Reform the other day because I totally forgot that I'd signed up to them when I did. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'm still on to them. So I wrote. I was having a crappy week, so I was like, oh, I'm going to write back to them. That'd be great. And I did. I wrote lots of lines of how terrible I thought Reform were. And it was another one where I pressed send. It went off, and I just thought, oh, I feel so much better now.
Yeah. But anyway, where being a hermit, okay, where do you go? Where do you run? I can't think of anywhere. I mean, I feel very envious of Americans. They've got such a huge country. I mean, some are big like Texas. You can go and disappear in there, can't you? I'm sure.
I think you still can here, to be fair. Don't underestimate the amount of space there is here. Well, I used to. If you ever live on the streets, you speak to all sorts of people. I knew people on the streets that had disappeared for years and then would come back, and then would disappear for years apparently and come back.
Yeah.
There's lots of places you go.
Have you ever seen Children of Men?
Yeah.
You know Michael Caine in that. You know the sort of place that he's got.
Yeah.
Really secluded, out in the middle of nowhere, in the woods, completely cut off.
Yeah.
Right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they got him in the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
We haven't even done your book bit, by the way, and we're pretty much at the end of our chat now.
Oh, I'll just say I'm still reading that book about the Siberian hermit, which it's not affecting me at all. No.
Oh right. What is the I see? You're getting to near the end of that, are you?
Oh, this is it. Yeah. The influence. He's under the influence of external forces.
Yeah, propaganda. Siberian hermit propaganda.
Taken over by extraterrestrial mind control.
He's totally controlled by those bloody hermits.
Yeah. Hermit alert.
Hermit alert. No, I mean, I'm really influenced by it. But then again, Russia's a big old place. I mean, I could move to Russia, really. I could go and live in one of those places in the contaminated zone around Chernobyl, over in
Move,
Ukraine or Belarus or somewhere. I don't know.
yeah, you can move to Yakutsk and live in a yacht, or what do they call them, with the tribes people, you know.
There's lots of things. Lots of things I can
Siberia
do.
or Yakutsk or something like that. Irkutsk.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I used to think of just buggering off to Tibet and just joining a bunch of monks somewhere up the side of a mountain. That'd be great, actually. Just close off to the world and.
Yeah, I know. Learning to levitate, all that.
Yeah, you'd probably get harassed by the Chinese, though, wouldn't you?
They're
harassing Tibet, aren't they?
Yeah,
pretty well for Doctor Strange.
What?
It worked pretty well for Doctor Strange. He got all sorts of mystic powers.
Oh,
I think you'll find out that was a fictional character.
Oh, no, don't stick it away from me.
Shut up, don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that, Mush.
Yeah.
They literally are my escapisms.
Yeah. We've all got to have them. I know. Mine is books. You know. So Carolina Aherne.
Do you know, I asked lots of people today, because I hadn't done much research, as is always the case. I said, have you got any facts or figures about Carolina Aherne? Do you know, everyone said, oh, I'll give you a fact, she's gorgeous. It seems everyone fancied her. Everyone.
Yeah.
She was very fanciful, wasn't she?
She was.
Very handsome woman indeed.
And a great sense of humour, anyway. But some of the characters she did as well. I hadn't ever seen the Fast Show. I don't know why. Maybe I was too young. I don't know, or was I in the army? When was the Fast Show? Was that 90s?
Yeah, 90s. You're probably in the army then.
So I was probably off. So I never knew that she did. I guess she plays kind of a 16-year-old girl band following type of girl. That was a funny one as well.
Yeah, she does a schoolgirl with the ponytails.
Yeah. That's it, with the ponytails. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other characters she did. I mean, she did the checkout girl. She did the South American weather girl, didn't she? She did those. She must have done more than that.
Scorchio.
Yeah, Paolo Fish. Buono estente. Viva el presidente.
I love that bit where they it's all clear, everything's fine, Scorchio, and then there's a cloud, cumulonimbus, and the whole country goes into a total panic.
Yeah. That's it. I don't think she did any other characters apart from those, not that I can remember. Is anybody else?
No, I suppose she's most known for the ones all of those ones.
Did she have any kids?
Oh, and I know what I was going to say as well. Who was it? I'm sure. Am I having a flashback that was real or not? That we said that most of the cast of Royal Family were passed. They're not. All of them are still alive, bar Nan.
Oh.
Was it one of us that said they'd all died or something?
I think we did.
No, I think we're saying some of them. I mean, the dad, what's his name? Ricky somebody.
He's still with us.
He's still alive, right? Sue Johnston, the mother.
She's still with us.
Oh, okay. So the Nan and Carolina Aherne and all the others were kind of younger, so they would probably, most likely still be with us.
I don't know where it got mixed in translation, but I thought we'd said something like that, and I just sort of want to correct that it was only Nana and Caroline that had passed.
Right.
In the Fast Show, she played Paula Fish, the weather forecaster for Channel 9. And checkout girl, brown bread, very posh. Keeps you regular, though, don't it? And Renee.
Did you see the one I threw at the end?
Hey, Renee. Oh my God. Renee and
Roy.
Roy.
Yeah, the hen-pecking wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did I say?
I don't know that one either.
Yeah, what did I say, Roy? It was John Thompson was her husband. And
That's right.
And she'd be going on about stuff, and then she'd say, "What did I say, Roy?" And Roy would go, "Oh, yes, yeah, that's right, love." Checkout Girl, and Janine Carr, a teenage mother with a unique outlook on life and a very simplistic look on life. And then, of course, there was another one. As she played in the Arse sketches, she played that woman who farts, and they come in at the end.
Oh, really?
And they've all got something wrong with them. Yeah, she comes in and she's the farting one.
I don't remember that.
I just got to introduce some of my friends, and they all come in, and it's got Arse. He's there, and the one, and Bob Fleming, and she's the flatulent one. Oh, I am sorry about that. So yeah, and she played that person in the Isle of Man as well in the sketch. So yeah, she played a lot actually. Yeah, she played a lot.
Oh right, I don't remember the flatulence because that was Bob Fleming, wasn't it? Bob Fleming.
Yeah,
Bob Fleming, and he just keep coughing. Then Paul Whitehouse would be the other character who would just keep saying "arse" all the time.
Yeah,
like Tourette. He had some kind of Tourette's, didn't he?
But there was one scene where they all get together, all his mates, all Bob Fleming's mates get together, and she's one of them, and some farting. That's her affliction.
I don't remember that.
It's only one show, one part of the show, I think. But yeah, she played a lot. But bless her, died at the age of 52.
Yeah. Yeah, Ricky Tomlinson, he was the dad in the Royal Family.
Ricky Tomlinson.
No, John Thompson. Ricky Tomlinson was the dad. This is John Thompson.
That's what I said. I said he was the dad in the Royal Family. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, Ricky Tomlinson. Yeah.
Yeah, John Thompson was. Sorry.
Another great funny man, really.
Yeah. But John Thompson was the guy who did Jazz Club, wasn't he? Nice.
Yeah, he was. That's right. And he used to do he was. That's right, Jazz Club. But he used to do a character that was based on what's that? It was based on Bernard Manning, except he was called Bernard Wrighton. Do you ever remember that stand up, Bernard Wrighton?
Not really, no.
No.
He'd say, he'd come on stage and it was a stand up thing. He'd come on like Bernard Manning, say, "All right, then there was an Englishman, a Pakistani, and an African in a pub. What a marvelous example of racial harmony." So Bernard Wrighton. But yeah, she's very, very good.
And she was actually quite a clever girl, because I'm struck by all of her characters. She overplayed the dumbness of that particular character, and yet she was actually quite an educated, clever person.
Well, I think she co-wrote The Royal Family, didn't she?
Yeah.
So she wasn't just a comedian; she was also a writer.
Oh, she wrote the scripts as well. Oh yeah.
I think she did. Isn't she, right from a young age? She was writing her own scripts. Another sort of Victoria Wood. She was the same, wasn't she?
Yeah. No, really, really clever. Really clever.
Yeah. She didn't. Does she have any kids? She was married to Peter Hook, wasn't she? But
yeah,
I don't know if she had children actually.
I don't think she did.
All right.
I will have a look on the. She did not. Apparently, according to the search engine, she did not.
Yeah, right. No, she didn't. That's
and she made a decision not to have children due to battles with cancer.
Yeah, I just read exactly the same line.
Yeah.
She was born in Ealing in London.
She's
yeah. But she had. I always thought she was definitely kind of had a Mancunian or accent. Yeah, she definitely had a northern accent. So maybe she moved up there.
Well, I mean, it's an Irish name, isn't it? Oh, second child of Irish parents. Yeah, yeah. So she's of Irish heritage.
From the age of 2, she was brought up in Wythenshawe, which is in
There we
Manchester.
go. There we
Yeah.
go. Because she bloody nailed the lovely northern accent, didn't she?
Well, that was her accent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She obviously didn't hang around in London after she was born.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because I've heard her on chat shows, and of course that was her normal voice, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a Mancunian accent. Oh, bless her though. Okay. So sad, isn't it? When it's so awful what happened to her. There's so many comedians,
Well, yeah, I think if it is something like that, it is going to stick with you, because all of those things are horrible. Anyone that has to go through anything like that it must be horrible. Yeah.
But you got to admire people who laugh in the face of danger and horror.
Well,
their way of coping with things is to, and it's a very British thing actually, to laugh at life, to laugh at adversity. To make a joke out of it all, to get over it, really.
Well, as we were saying last week,
you-
so many of the comedians came from the wars. So
yeah.
Did you know, as Mrs. Merton, she had Bernard Manning on one time?
Oh no,
and
really?
she said to him, "Who do you vote for now Hitler's dead?"
Oh my God. Some of her jokes. In the royal family, she goes, I'm only not smoking in front of baby David until he's old enough to get out and walk out of the room. Then it's his choice. Brilliant.
It's actually quite hollow and dark now that you think of her not being able to have children, and the whole line of where's baby David?
Yeah, baby David.
She genuinely didn't have a clue. Like, it was all like her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was completely looking after the baby, and she's like, "Where is it? Where is it? Oh, okay, what's on telly? What's for dinner tonight? Where's the baby? Oh, okay." Yeah.
There's a guy that would have grown up with a hump. Like, he was always slouched right down in that sofa, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What, Dave was that?
Dave,
Dave,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. Oh God. Brilliant.
And he had that. Another great actor, really, because he had that dumb look so well. He really did that well. He just looked.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I wonder if the royal family would appeal to Americans. It seems very British, really. I just don't know. I'm not sure.
They kind of do seem to like our sense of humour, so maybe it would.
Yeah, they do.
What's
they
that?
do.
Sorry.
American audiences. I wonder if they would appreciate something like the royal family. I know that stuff like The Office went down well. Monty Python, of course.
Monty Python.
The royal family might, I don't know about that. The royal family might just be a bit too kind of offbeat, just very. It's because there's nothing that really happens in it. It's all about. It's so very English. It's
so very English. Even what they're watching on TV becomes a joke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You really have to kind of be British to really get it. I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know. But did you know that she wrote an Australian sitcom as well?
No.
But after all of that, she apparently she fell out. The guy that she wrote the royal family with, a guy called what's his name, Craig Cash, I think. She fell out with him apparently and moved to Australia, and she wrote something called Dosser and Joe, which was screened on BBC Two, which is an Australian television comedy series, which was a Sydney-based series centred on a working-class couple called Dosser and Joe. Joe retires from his job as a factory worker. The couple realise they know very little about each other despite being married for 40 years. And they begin marriage.
No, so, didn't know that. Didn't know that
yeah,
at all.
Only one season. So I don't know. Might be worth sort of checking that out. That might be
defo.
But yeah, she wasn't in it. She only wrote it. She wasn't in it.
Some of these things are bloody brilliant, you know. Some of the Merton stuff. She's talking to George Best, long-term alcoholic. She said, "Do you ever think if you hadn't done all that running around playing football, you wouldn't have been so thirsty?" And she says to the famously gay Dale Winton, Does your wife like supermarket sweep, Dale Winton?" And this one's, this one's a cracker. She's talking to Carol Thatcher, daughter of Margaret Thatcher. "Were you breastfed, Carol Thatcher?" Oh, brilliant.
Actually, there's another thing. She co-wrote, this is in 2009, a comedy drama called The Fattest Man in Britain. With Timothy Spall wearing a fat suit.
Oh, well, does he need a fat suit? Sorry, Timothy. But...
well, it was The Fattest Man in Britain. So yeah, it was a comedy drama. So I don't know. That's another thing worth maybe.
I like Timothy Spall a lot. Oh yeah, there it is. The Fattest Man in Britain television film. Oh my God, he's huge, isn't he? Hell. Yeah. Bobby Ball's in that. That's all right, isn't it?
Bobby Ball, bloody hell.
There's another old one, yeah.
Cannonball.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was his catchphrase? Oh, you're getting me sidetracked now.
Oh, I can't remember.
Never mind, yeah.
I can tell you if you really want.
Luckily, we've got to round things up, so...
Yeah, I know. We're going on and on as usual. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was something about Tommy, wasn't it?
Rock on, Tommy. Rock on, Tommy.
Rock on, Tommy.
Oh, I was trying to remember what it is. Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, well, I suppose we should wind up, shouldn't we? All the best for the week.
Well, yeah, I just got a few jokes. Excuse me. I know you want to get out of here.
No,
you're trying to get out of it, aren't you? You're trying to get out of the torture. But
I am. I mean, I'm not.
This isn't really a joke, but this is quite an amusing little thing. Someone's apparently doctors now have realised that if you run 3 miles a day, it adds 20 minutes to your life. But the problem is, it takes 20 minutes to run 3 miles, so you might as well not do it.
Talking of fitness, Peter Pan was a terrible boxer.
Oh, why is that?
Whenever he threw a punch, it never lands.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
How much does it cost a pirate to get his ears pierced?
I don't know, but I love pirate jokes.
$1 an ear.
How does a computer get drunk?
I don't know.
It takes screenshots.
Okay. What was a more useful invention than the first telephone?
The second one.
Yep.
Oh.
Why do birds fly south in the winter?
Do you know, mate?
No, I don't know.
It's faster than walking.
I asked. I'm not good with computers, so I asked the IT guy, "How do you make a motherboard?" And he said, "I tell her about my job."
A plane crashed in the jungle and every single person died. But who survived?
I don't know.
Say that again. Hang on. Say that again.
So the plane crashed. No. There is a punchline. A plane crashed in the jungle and every single person died. But who survived?
Oh, the married couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get these.
Okay.
What time is it when the clock strikes 13?
Time to get a new clock.
Yep. Oh, you're doing well this week. You're doing well.
Thank you.
And here's an old one. You'll probably get this as well. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, finding half a worm.
Yeah,
I've always liked that joke. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
That's a good one. Let's end on a good one. At least we had a good one.
Okay, well, I got a few. Life's like a box of chocolates. Yeah, it doesn't last as long for fat people.
Ooh, controversial.
maybe
you should cut that. I don't want to sound fattest.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
No, I want him to sound fattest. The truth is sometimes harsh.
It is just now. I know.
Yes. Go on. You said you had more than one.
Oh, yeah. I want to die. I just want to die peacefully in my sleep, just like my grandfather. Not screaming in terror like the passengers in his bus.
Yeah, thanks again for that one.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Bob Monkhouse oft-repeated joke.
Yeah, it's a Bob Monkhouse. Most jokes are originally Bob Monkhouse. I don't know what people did before Bob Monkhouse, but there you go. Why don't cannibals eat clowns?
Because they taste funny.
We're going well today.
If prisoners could take their own mugshots, would they be called selfies?
Selfie. Oh, selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as bad. I'm afraid.
Yeah. Are we done? I think we're done, aren't we?
I think we're done.
Oh, God, I hope so. I mean, yeah.
Just think of the poor people having to listen to that.
They have the choice of leaving. They have a choice of switching off. Don't worry about them.
I know. They're doing the jokes again, love. Switch it off.
So basically, none of them are listening to us right now. They've all got bored and turned it off. Yeah, I see.
They've just groaned. They've groaned themselves to death.
Yeah, maybe they, if they had any sense, they didn't even start listening to us in the first place. That's probably.
I don't know about that.
It is a great one. If anyone is still listening, just write blancmange in the comments, and I'll know that someone actually got it to this far.
Yeah.
Well, is that kind of like a instead of a Q proof? Is that a storm in a teacup proof?
Yeah.
And it's a word that I would never be able to spell, so I find that funny as well.
Yeah, it's white. It's white. What it translates as white eat like that. Or mange is French for.
I know. Eating, yeah.
And blanc is white, so it's white. Eat white.
Yeah.
White.
VLA.
Mange too, Rodney. Mange too.
Mange too.
The world is your lobster. The world is your lobster.
Yeah.
I used to love that when he'd do those. He'd drop in these French words and phrases, wouldn't he? I absolutely love that.
I always thought mange too meant well done.
Yeah,
I did genuinely. Like I'd listened to it through that, and he said mange too, Rodney, mange too, and I always thought, oh, that means well done or something, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
As he thought.
Yeah. There was a Frenchman called, of course, mange tout means eat everything or eat all. There was a Frenchman who used to do this. He ate all. This isn't a joke. He's a real person. He did things like he ate a bicycle. He ate everything.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
Monsieur Mange too. Yeah,
Really?
mental.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, he ate a
Oh,
whole
Oh,
bicycle.
he ate parts of cars. He ate.
Yeah,
Didn't he eat the tire off of a jumbo or something? He was crazy,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. I
No,
won't do that.
I've got to do my urination like a tomcat. So
Yeah,
we got to say good evening.
yeah, we have. What's the worst combination of illnesses? Alzheimer's and diarrhea. You're running,
Yeah.
but can't remember where
Yeah, or why.
or why. All right then. Well,
On that happy note, yes.
That reminds me of another joke, but I can't quite remember it in its fullness, so I'll have to try and resurrect it for next week.
yeah, research.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Yeah, bit of
All right,
research.
so, yeah, until next week.
Yeah.
That's-
All right,
that's-
gentlemen.
all the
No, go on.
best.
What were you gonna...
I was gonna say hasta la vista. Bit of
Adieu.
bit of culture in there, you know. Yeah.
Oh, a bit of
I
Arnold
will end that
Schwarzenegger.
with baby then.
I dug a hole in the garden today. My wife's going to be so surprised when she gets home.
What's that?
That's the joke.
Oh, is that the joke?
Yeah. It's not very good, is it? Really?
Um,